Hey there, KidMin community. It's Manny Melendez, and it's 2024. Today, literally January 2nd. And I was just thinking about us, the KidMin community, and curious. I have a question, and I'd love to hear from you. How are you planning and preparing for the new year? You know, when we talk about the new year and the resolutions and the planning and preparing and goals and things that we want to achieve, I know you've got personal things that you want to accomplish, but I guess the question I have is what kind of goals have you set up for into the new year? And how have you set yourself up to success? In the Kidman community, sometimes we hit things really hard, and some things that, other people consider important, we may not always consider important. One of the things that I want to talk about real quick was not the stain on my ceiling. Ignore that. Unbelievable. That's just gross. But it's real life. This is what I wanted to talk about. What have you set up for the new year? Do you have a year calendar? I know one time I met someone and I said, "What are you doing a year?" And they're like, "Yeah, we don't do this. We just kind of wing it." And winging it is a lot of fun and easy to do sometimes, but eventually that ease becomes hard. So my question is, do you have your year planned out? We had our calendar planning meeting. I met with a few folks and we just talked about the year. And this can be hard. Here's a pro tip for you. Do a year calendar, not in dry erase. Do it in wet erase. It's semi-permanent, but you know what's going to happen as you set up your year. It's going to change. But right now, this gives us a general direction, a general plan of where we're going to go for the 2024 year. So, what are you planning and preparing for? Do you know what's going to happen in October? Do you know what's going to happen in December? Do you know what's going to happen in August? Do you know what's going to happen next week? I hope you do. I know you do. But I just wanted to ask you and challenge you, do you have your year calendar planned out? What does that mean? Big events. Big events should be on there. Church-wide events should be on there because you know what? Even if it's not a kids ministry event, we all know that the church-wide events affect us completely. It's a church-wide event, which means we're going to be involved one way or the other, whether we're involved in helping the planning and execution or helping facilitate childcare for those events. We should know what's happening. Are there any other outside events that affect us? Easter. We don't determine when Easter happens, but it's something that affects us. Mother's Day, Father's Day. Having things on the calendar helps you think forward, plan ahead, and prepare for those things as they come. One of the things that we do too, as we plan ahead, is we do a curriculum planning. So we actually know what we're going to teach all year long before the year even starts. Why? Because I don't want to get into curriculum and just kind of wing it and hope the parents follow through. We're actually going to be proactively communicating to parents and saying, hey, I want you to know that during this next 4-week series, we're going to be talking about this, and here's how you can be involved. Now, this is great, but if I don't plan ahead of time, then I can't be ready for when that time comes, and so I can't plan and prepare for the parents for what we want to see happen. So I'm just curious, what are you doing? How are you planning and preparing? And there's one more thing. So we talked about planning, preparing, using dry erase marker, planning for your curriculum, large events. How are you planning on succeeding this year? Do you have determined wins for the year? Or are you just kind of hoping to survive and get through, which, believe me, I completely understand that. But to get past surviving and getting into thriving, part of it means that we have to have some sort of a plan and a goal for success. What would be success for you? Maybe it's having 2 more quality volunteers on your team. Maybe it's having a calendar planned out. I don't know. I would just love to know how you are intentionally pursuing something more than what you already have. And so, this applies for me too. So you may see all this already, but I had to get here and there's places that I want to go. And so I've got to plan and prepare for more than I already have. So what are you doing? How are you planning to succeed this year? What are your wins? If you do me a favor, I'd love to hear back from you. Put it in the comments what your win is or what you're doing, or is this even a good idea for you? I know we all operate a little differently. Some of us really prefer to wing it. Some of us prefer to plan and prepare. I'd love to hear, what is your go-to? And is this helpful for you? Let's talk together. Let's get stronger together so that we can win together. Because the truth is, we're not leading separate ministries. We're all investing in the kingdom of God. And when we're strong together, even in our individual places, we advance the kingdom as one. All right, KidMin community, I'll talk to you later.